Hello. Thank you for clicking through. My name is Steve Kalem. I'm a senior mortgage banker with US Bank, and I've been working with the sellers of Thornley Court and the listing agent, Dominique Rightclick, to come up with a solution for the issue we're all struggling with, and that is the very rapid increase in interest rates since the beginning of the year, creating a major affordability issue for buyers in this market. So we've come up with an incredible solution, and actually several solutions for a lucky buyer. I'm going to share my screen and hopefully walk you through these. I have 4 vertical columns here illustrating the purchase of this beautiful home. The first column on the left is the typical scenario that I see coming across my desk at the market rate today. So it's a typical scenario is 20% down on the purchase price. You see there, $1,195,000. That's a $956,000 loan. And the interest rate is 30-year fixed at 5.75. And there you see the payment. And I'm estimating the taxes and the insurance for the mortgage payment, the home. And you see the cash needed to close there for 20% down is just shy of $272,000 for the 20% plus the standard closing costs in Montgomery County. Now, the seller has agreed to contribute to solve this issue, $20,000 in this case, to use for a buyer's closing cost, and strongly suggested by me to use those to buy down the interest rate by 2 points, and that would reduce the interest rate from 5.75 to 5.25 permanently. And you see there the payment, which is in green, showing as just shy of $300 less every single month. Now, this is also 20% down, but I want to point out to you that the seller would be paying the 2 points associated with this, but points are tax deductible. And so even though the seller would pay it, that tax deduction would go to the buyer. And depending on what that buyer's tax bracket is, that buyer would get a tax deduction. So consequently, I've got the cash to close as $7,000 lower or $6,000 lower, because in a standard situation, the buyer would be have a 40% tax bracket. And even though the seller is paying the $20,000 in points, the seller gets that. I can walk through that with you. The bottom line, it is going to be less out of pocket when all the dust settles, and $300 a month every month permanently for this rate buy down. There's another solution we've come up with to superpower or super size the reduction in payment. And that would be what we call a 2-1 buy down. For that same seller contribution, we can buy down that 30-year fixed rate 2% from the start rate the first year and 1% from the start rate the second year. So the start rate in column 1 is 5.75. So the first year, the rate would be 3.75. The second year would be 4.75. And there you see what that yields in green, that it would save the buyer every month $1,151 every month for the first 12 months. For the second 12 months, it would be half of that. It would be $576 per month for the next 12 months. And then year 3, it would be 5.75, today's 30-year fix for years 3 through 30. And most people believe that we will be reducing interest rates because they've gone up so far in the next 1 to 2 years. So this gives a buyer the cushion to weather that and then refinance down the line and switch it to another 30-year fixed or another program. If by chance rates don't go down, that buyer would have a 5.75 rate, which is where the rate is today, and they would have been able to save a significant amount of money here, 12, probably $18,000, $20,000 over 2 years until they got to that point. Okay. Now, the last column, I'm showing that same example, but instead of 20% down, with 15% down because we have this no mortgage insurance program. And what I'm showing here is that with 15% down, the cash needed to close would be $206,000 as opposed to $270,000. That's 15% plus closing costs, $206,000. And the savings on the 2-1 buy down would be $800 per month less than if you put down 20%. So at the 5 3/4 rate. So it would be 3.875 the first year, 4.875 the second year, and then 5.875 years 3 through 30. These are incredible solutions and opportunities for a buyer. Let me stop the share and tell you that I'm more than happy to walk through this with you and do the calculations and find the happy medium and how to work this between the buyer and the super, super generous seller to make this deal work, to make it make sense for everybody. Please give me a call with any questions that you might have, and I hope you have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.